Art for art's sake. Art for life's sake. May all art remain useless. A reading from George Bernard Shaw's essay for Liberty. The claim of art to our respect must stand or fall with the validity of its pretension to cultivate and refine our senses and faculties until seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, and tasting become highly conscious and critical acts with us, protesting vehemently against ugliness, noise, discordant speech, frowsy clothing, and foul air, and taking keen interest and pleasure in beauty, in music, and in the open air, besides making us insist, as necessary for comfort and decency, on clean, wholesome, handsome fabrics to wear, and utensils of fine material and elegant workmanship to handle. Further, art should refine our sense of character and conduct, of justice and sympathy, greatly heightening our self-knowledge, self-control, precision of action, and considerateness, and making us intolerant of baseness, cruelty, injustice, and intellectual superficiality or vulgarity. The worthy artist or craftsman is he who responds to this cultivation of the physical or moral senses by feeding them with pictures, musical compositions, pleasant houses and gardens, good clothes, and fine implements, poems, fictions, essays, and dramas, which call the heightened senses and ennobled faculties into pleasurable activity. The greatest artist is he who goes a step beyond the demand, and by supplying works of a higher beauty and a higher interest than have been perceived, succeeds after a brief struggle with its strangeness in adding this fresh extension of sense to the heritage of the race. This is why we value art. This is why we feel that the iconoclast and the Puritan are attacking something made holier by solid usefulness than their own theories of purity. This is why art has won the privileges of religion. I found this reading while looking through Holbrook Jackson's essay on the 1890s. I was leafing through it once more just as a reminder to myself, because it's very easy to lose yourself in day-to-day activities, in daily life, in the mundane, in your job, in a 9-to-5, in routines. It's very easy to let go of beauty. It's very easy to forsake beauty for what is comfortable. Why is art important? Why is beauty important? When there is pretty much an entire world, it seems like an entire world, that is against us, saying that beauty is superficial, that art is superfluous, that the pursuit of beauty is vain even, that actively seeking out beauty in daily life is a waste of time. I do not think that one should find those people discouraging. I do not think those words are discouraging. I think those are the words of cowards. We ask ourselves all the time, what's the point? Why should I make time to make my life more beautiful? Due to a kind friend, I came across a documentary called Why Beauty Matters by Robert Scruton. Human beings today think that we need faculty at the center of our life, that we need usefulness, that we need functionality and efficiency in order to make our lives more bearable. But Robert introduces, or I say reintroduces, the idea that those are not just the only things that we need, that we also need harmony, peace. And where do we find harmony and peace? In beauty. The same people that believe that functionality should be at the center of our pursuits, those are the same people that are building our buildings, that are creating the objects that we touch every day, that are creating our curriculums, those are the same people that are telling us how to live our life. They're writing the outline, the script for us. Well, I'll tell you, I see that as very nihilistic, very pessimistic. Why would you want to remove beauty from your life? What is really wrong with the pursuit of beauty? As George Bernard Shaw very clearly delineated in this passage, beauty in pursuit of beauty has a moral undertone to it. It has a religious undertone. Beauty is not, as I once believed, to be amoral. Beauty can inspire us to morality. Beauty can inspire us to be better people. Why? Because beauty sets standards for us. What I think is so interesting about beauty is that the belief that beauty is relative is not true at all. Beauty inspires us to believe in a very select set of principles, which inspires us to have standards, to have morality, to write laws, to set boundaries for ourselves. It inspires us to live an ethical life. There is a reason why religion has accepted art, welcomed art so openly. There is a reason art has been a point of contention too. The iconoclast controversy, for example, where people worship images over the actual religion. But it's funny is that whenever people start to believe that beauty is relative, that is when beauty becomes dangerous. I would say, like George Bernard Shaw, I would say that art and beauty is needed for a kind of social order, that we should not dispel with it, that we should not mock it, because when you mock beauty, you mock religion, you mock any kind of social utility in it. We need it so that we can come together and unify, not separate. So before you dispel with beauty, before you get discouraged in your daily life, and you say, I don't have time to do this or that because it's too time consuming, because beauty takes time, because beauty requires a careful eye, because surrounding yourself with beautiful things and bringing harmony into your home or into your everyday life takes years, it takes time. When you get discouraged with all that, remind yourself that it is not just this emptiness in beauty that you're seeking, the materialistic in beauty. You are looking for order in your life, which is noble. You are looking to find harmony and peace. We don't have to say religion, we don't have to say God, but you are looking for a home. You are looking for a way to make the human condition bearable. And that's what we've been trying to do from the start. Since the floods, the plagues, the wars, we've been trying to survive. But beauty allows us to transcend that. It is our job to refine our senses, to surround ourselves with beautiful things, with art, with meaning, if you so choose. Because beauty doesn't need to have meaning to be beautiful. It's our duty to surround ourselves with those things. Because the world is begging us to look at it all the time. It's begging us for our time, for a reason to just stop and look and get away from everything that plagues us. Beauty is always there. You just have to look for it. The word of the aesthetes.